Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to check the Baby Frog 4-inch quadcopter by Ferin's Frames. The highlight of this quadcopter is that it features a foldable frame which makes it travel friendly, and well, a foldable frame is not something new, as long time ago I have reviewed this foldable frame by Tomaquads. As far as I know, and please correct me if I'm wrong, Ferin's Frames, a company based out in Rome, Italy, is the first one to integrate this type of frame in a bind and fly quadcopter. The Baby Frog is available in 4 and 5-inch versions. Both are available with either analog or digital video transmitters. They can be customized according to a preference, and the frames are also available individually. In this video, in which I'm going to test the 4-inch analog version, I'm going to quickly go over its features and specs, perform an endurance test using a lithium-ion battery, give you my feedback after testing it out, and show you some flight footage. First of all, in terms of features and specs, the 4-inch analog version of the Baby Frog features Brother Hobby 1404 2750 kV motors. These motors, in conjunction with the bundled Gemfan 4024 propellers, are pretty quiet and efficient. On the front of the frame, mounted using 3D printed TPU parts, you can find the Caddx Baby Ratel 2 nano-sized FPV camera. On the center, an all-in-one F7 flight controller by GHE MCU that features an integrated 35 amperes BLLES 4-in-1 ESC. The battery is designed to be mounted on the top plate. It is using an XT30 battery connector. A lightweight action camera mount is pre-installed on the frame, and on the back of the frame, you can find a high-quality GPS unit by Matek. In addition, my version came with a Foxeer Lollipop micro antenna, and in case you're interested, you can change it to a different one by TrueRC. It also came with a self-powered buzzer, which is optional, and in case you are planning to perform long-range flights, I highly recommend to get one, and it came with a pre-installed Crossfire Nano SE receiver. As for the VTX, the analog version is bundled with the TBS Unify Pro 32 Nano, a very powerful video transmitter, especially for its size. It is secured to the top plate using a zip tie, and in order to unlock its maximum output power, you'll need to press this button for about 15 seconds. Now I must tell you that even though the Unify Pro 32 Nano is a very powerful VTX, I had some range issues, and I'm not sure if the problem relies on the combination of the Foxeer Lollipop micro antenna and the Pro 32 Nano VTX, or something else was wrong in the setup. As for the frame, its wheelbase is about 190 mm. The distance between the front motors and the back ones is 115 mm. The distance between the back two motors is 125 mm. And the distance between the front two motors is about 180 mm. In addition, on the top plate, you can find 16 by 16, 20 by 20, and 25.5 by 25.5 mm M2 mounting holes for securing your stack, and on the back of the frame, 20 by 20 mm M2 mounting holes for mounting your VTX. The thickness of each replaceable carbon fiber arm is 3 mm. The thickness of the bottom plate is 1 mm. The thickness of the top plate is 1.5 mm. The distance between them is 20.3 mm. Without a battery, the Baby Frog weighs 135.4 grams. Including an 1100 mAh Forest LHV battery, it weighs 225.5 grams. Including a 3000 mAh Forest lithium-ion battery pack, it weighs 333.1 grams. And the weight of the Baby Frog, including a naked GoPro 7 Black camera without a battery, is 164 grams. So in case you need to stay below 250 grams, but still would like to carry a lightweight action camera, the biggest battery that you can probably use is going to be a 650 or maybe even a 750 mAh Forest LiPo battery. As for Betaflight configuration, here is a quick overview of the settings that the Baby Frog 4 was shipped with. It is pre-tuned for you. These settings can be found down below, so in case you need to revert to the original settings, you can simply use the dump file. And by the way, out of the box, the failsafe is set to return to home, so make sure that you understand how the Betaflight return to home feature works and adjust these settings before heading out to your first maiden flight, as otherwise things can go wrong. The next thing that I've done is to head outdoors and test the Baby Frog 4, and overall after testing it out, I can tell you that it features a relatively quiet and efficient setup. I was able to cover a total distance of about 20 kilometers in 23 minutes using this lithium-ion battery pack, and when using an 1100 mAh 4S LHV battery, I got about 7 minutes of flight time, and I can guesstimate that with an onboard lightweight action camera, with this battery you'll be able to achieve between 5 to 6 minutes of flight time. In terms of flight performance, since the Baby Frog 4 features relatively low kV motors, it's not going to be able to fight heavy winds. This is something that you need to consider when going for long-range flights, because maybe you won't be able to get back, and it is more of a cruiser that will enable you to explore your surroundings. So in case you're looking for a more powerful setup, you need to look somewhere else. In case, however, you're looking for a smooth cruiser that will enable you to achieve some nice flight times and can fold into a smaller form factor, the Baby Frog 4 is definitely something that you need to consider. In addition, the GPS unit, as expected from Matek, worked great, and the main downsides are, first of all, as I mentioned before, I had some issues with the VTX. I'm not sure what is faulty, maybe the VTX unit or the antenna, so I need to check it out. I also encountered some issues when the voltage of the lithium-ion battery was very low. I don't think that this quadcopter is flyable under less than 3 volts per cell. And finally, one more issue that I had is with the wires of this motor. When folding the arms, one of the wires got disconnected, and what I would recommend to Ferrin's frames to do is to extend the front motor wires and bring them over the spacer. Then they are going to be better protected and they are not going to be disconnected from the motor pads easily. I also advise you that in case you are going to purchase this quadcopter, you should secure the battery leads using a zip tie to the top plate, as otherwise you are risking damaging them when folding the drone. Anyway, now I'm going to wrap up this quick review with some flight footage. As always, I thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it and you find it useful. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments section down below. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you like this video, and consider subscribing to my channel and hitting the notifications bell if you're not already subscribed. See you on my next videos, and goodbye.